Hey everybody, what's up? It's Dustin and Josh from Mad River Outfitters in our steelheading series, our final video in our instructional series, and today we are going to be talking about guided trips.
Welcome back, everyone. So, what does a typical guided day look like with the Mad River Outfitters staff, Dustin?
Well, we actually have 4 guides here on staff that guide steelhead: Josh, myself, Steve, and Ryan. I think we should hear from each of us about each of us.
How would I explain Dustin White? Well, first off, he is the grandson of Betty White. He loves to fish in the snow. That's where he gets the last name White. He loves Snow White. Trammell he calls one of the 7 dwarfs, but I don't know which one. On the serious side though, definitely Dustin is a very patient man. He is great on the water. He will help you through whatever challenges that you might have, but he loves to celebrate with you when you have those victories. You catch the fish, you're getting it, you're making the cast, making the right presentation. Just a great guy to be around and super fun. He's not boring like I am. So that should be all the reason to book him. Definitely someone who is willing to go the extra mile to make sure that you have a great time on the water.
So Steve Pileski, couple things come to mind. First, 7th best hair here at Mad River Outfitters. Clearly earned the 7th spot. So we all know that, we're all reminded by that. Big into games, very, very, very big games. I mean, he's into the biggest of games. Very into music. We all know this. Additionally, has a weird thing with Nerf. I don't know what it's about, but I guess to each their own. But when it comes to steelhead, the dude's a guru. If you book a trip with him, you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna be put on fish. You're gonna learn something no matter what your skill or experience level. And what I think is coolest about Steve is he's gonna go off the beaten path. Even if you've been on a million trips with us before, you're gonna very likely encounter some water that you haven't seen before. You're gonna be away from the crowds and have just an absolute killer day, even if his hair is subpar.
Josh Trammell. Josh Trammell. What can I say about Josh Trammell? He hates Ohio so much that he leaves for 3 months every year to go and guide in Alaska. So think about that when you're looking for a trip with him. I know he's been guiding for a while. I think since he was 16, so all 2 years ago that I think he's been guiding. So, you know, outside of that though, seriously, one of the most experienced guides that I know here in the Great Lakes region. He has been guiding for more than 2 years. He's been guiding for quite a long time, and with that comes a lot of experience. So you'll learn a whole hell of a lot out on the river with him, and you'll catch a whole lot of fish too. And he might make fun of you 1 or 2 times here or there if you make a bad cast or something, but it's all in good fun. He doesn't hate you that much. So book a trip with Josh, you'll have a great time, and you'll catch a shit ton of fish. Don't say shit.
Ryan Ratliff, Mad River Outfitters, Steelhead Guide. What to say? He holds the shop record for the smallest creek chub, which he is very, very proud of. We're not very proud of it as shop staff, but we let him have it because that's just the kind of people that we are here. When it comes to claw machines and rubber ducks, he's a lot more skilled than you'd think he'd be. So cool, we let him have that as well. Really into Tenkara for some reason. We let him have that too. He's a really, really good steelhead guide, and you would have an awesome time on the water if you booked him. You can talk all day about various species. You can get him going on fly tying. Has a great series of videos out on all things fly tying and covers all the bases on that. Really, really good dude in the shop here. Can handle all of your needs here. Again, Ryan Ratliff, great dude. Weird dude, but great dude.
Wow. That was a mouthful, but I'm really glad that they explained very well who we are.
Yes, yes. All of that was 100% accurate. What does it look like to spend a day with us? First things first, you're going to probably either email or call the shop to book a trip.
Or book online.
Or book online, yep. And the shop staff's going to take care of all the pre-trip things with you. They're going to help you out with deposits, waivers, all sorts of things like that. About 4 to 5 days out from your trip, though, you're going to hear from one of us. We're going to just go down the rundown of what we can expect. We want to hear from you what you expect out of the day as well. That kind of helps us in planning out what section of water, where we're going to be targeting our fish, how we're going to be targeting that fish. All of that is helpful. So we're going to reach out at that point, and we're going to know generally ahead of time, hey, are you thinking we're going to be on a float trip or a walk wade? Each of those trips, Josh, are going to kind of sort out slightly different from each other.
Yeah, so they definitely differ between the two. With a walk and wade, typically we're going to be starting fairly early in the morning. Same with the float as well, but a lot of times we're getting out, we're meeting people right around sunrise.
Yeah, we want to be generally on the water right as that sun's coming up. So don't be alarmed if when you hear that call from us, if we're meeting and we need some headlamps on, you know, we're going to be meeting in a dark parking lot. We want to really make sure that we're prioritizing getting on that water right as the sun's coming up. That's advantageous for a few reasons, none the least of which is there is what we call the first light bite. Those fish get really active.
For sure.
And so a lot of times the best window we have in our day could be that very first few minutes or hour after the sun's coming up. So generally speaking, on a walk wade, we're going to be meeting very early in the morning. We're going to be waded up, and we want to really be on the water fishing as that sun is coming up. A lot of times we do find folks that are curious of, well, how long are we going to be fishing for? Josh, how long is a typical day for us?
So they're roughly 8 hours, and this goes for floats as well. We try to keep them in that 8-9 hour range. So if we're starting at 7, getting off the water roughly at 3, something like that.
Absolutely.
And, you know, on a walk and wade trip, that could mean that we stay at the meeting spot that we met you at in the morning, hike upstream, hike downstream, stay in the same spot. It's all depending on conditions, but a lot of times we will either stay on that same river, drive upstream, drives downstream. Sometimes we'll go to larger tributaries, smaller tributaries. We just have that freedom to kind of move around this whole Steelhead Alley, given the current conditions.
Yeah, and that's a very, very crucial point. Even if you don't have necessarily great mobility yourself, we do take that into account. And so we're selecting streams. If someone has some mobility or accessibility issues, we're going to make sure that we're finding the right spot for you as a client. But notwithstanding, we oftentimes are jumping in our vehicles and driving to different spots because these fish move. They don't just stay in the same spot.
Yep, they're a migratory species.
And we got to move with those fish. So with that, day's going to start. If someone is a complete novice, we're going to take our time and patiently teach you what you need to employ to catch these fish. If someone's an expert that fishes constantly, there's probably still some learning that they can have as well.
Yeah, especially if they've never done this style of fishing. And the great thing about our staff is we have a lot of similar things that we do on the water, personally fishing and with clients. And there's a lot of things that we do differently. All of it works. There's no rules. There's no police. No one's going to take you to jail. So there's different ways that we all do things that we all have success with. So, you know, say you book with me and then, you know, the following fall, after going out with me in the spring, you go with Dustin or you go with Ryan or you go with Steve, and they do something completely different, but you're still having success and you're still catching fish.
And the great thing is adding another tool to your angling toolbox, and that just makes us all better anglers.
Yep.
So with that, with our walkways, mobility is going to be one of the things that is essential for that. When it comes to float trips, yes, the duration of the day is the same amount, but we're probably going to need your help as the client with shuttling in the morning. Here in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania, we don't have any shuttle services. A lot of folks might be accustomed to seeing, if you've ever been on a float trip out west, we have to run the shuttle ourselves. So we're probably going to be talking to you the evening before our trip and coordinating our point where we're going to be launching our rafts and then running our shuttles from that point.
Yep. Unfortunately, our rivers do not go in circles, so we don't end up at the same place that the boat was put in.
No, that's a problem for us all.
It is.
So with that, we can't always guarantee what the weather conditions are going to be, where we're going to be at with the run of fish, or even how agreeable the fish are. But what you can expect on a given day from us is you're going to have a great time. You're going to make some memories. You're going to, as we talked about just a few moments ago, you're going to learn some things. But also, our goal at the end of the day is that we come away with a great relationship. You've made a new buddy out on the water.
Yep. These are awesome days spent on the water with you as the client and us as the guide. We really enjoy them. One thing that's also very important that we stress on all of our trips, not only steelhead, but all the species that we target, we are catch and release only.
Yeah, those are our business partners. Those fish are.
It's really not good practice, at least for us, to kill our business partners. I don't know about you all that maybe in
Jana's over in that cubicle.
business.
Yeah. But we take care of our business partners, and we would hope that you would do the same as well. So we don't keep fish. We're not bringing coolers to take fish home, and we hope that you understand that. We also want to teach not only good angling practices, but good fish handling and conservation practices as well. So why would someone want to book a guide, Josh?
Well, first of all, Dustin, I think the number one reason is that you get to hang out with us.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one most important reason.
Yep.
But beyond that, you are, as Josh said just a few moments ago, you're going to learn some new techniques and tactics. You're going to learn something no matter if it's your first time holding a fly rod or if you've been fishing longer than the two of us have been alive combined. You're going to come away with learning something out in the water. What's another reason why someone would want to book a guided trip with us?
Well, another great reason, Dustin, is that you get to hang out with the two of us and also Ryan and Steve.
That's a great point. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Additionally, we as guides, we're on the water every day, aren't we?
Pretty much, yeah. If we're not working and fishing with you guys, we're out there staying on par with what's going on. Our conditions are ever changing from day to day, hour to hour, so we need to know what's going on. You guys are paying a lot of money to come out there with us, and we need to make sure that we know what we're doing out there and what the current program is. What's another reason that you may want to book with us, may want to book a guide?
I'm not sure if you mentioned this or not, but you get to hang out with us.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty sweet thing, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad we interjected that in here.
Yeah.
But maybe you've been steelhead fishing for a while. You've had some success, but minimal success, and you want to really kind of up your game a little bit. We don't claim to be the know-it-all of all things steelhead, but we have been doing it for a while to the level that we can feel comfortable taking people out, whether they're experts, or novice, or that kind of intermediate level, and be able to teach them anything. So if you're looking to kind of up your game a little bit more, booking with a guide is great as well.
We get a lot of clients, additionally, Josh, that book guided trips with us that fish on their own for steelhead, that live on or near any one of our steelhead trips, and will still book trips with us just to have a day where they're spoiled. They don't have to worry about tie knots, figuring out which pattern to put on, or anything like that. They can kind of show up and be spoiled for the day, and sometimes that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it just really takes a lot of pressure off of you as the angler, to not have to worry about all that extra stuff and extra hassle. All you got to do is show up, get a fishing license, waders, boots, water, good to go.
And you get to hang out with us.
Yeah, I think that's super.
Yeah.
It's a very, very important piece.
Yeah, I don't think we've mentioned that yet, but that's
Not yet, but I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we snuck that in there. Another reason why you would want to book a guided trip is it's a great way to show a gift to those that are in your lives. So whether that's a family member or friend and a holiday or birthday gift, a lot of our clients are doing corporate outings or retreats for their customers. It's a great way to be able to gift someone with the opportunity to go out and enjoy time on the water outside with the people you care most about.
Yep. Yeah, we commonly get a lot of families, a lot of father-sons or awesome outings. College buddies that haven't seen each other for years.
Yeah.
Business partners, people that are doing meetings on these trips while they're fishing and stuff
I've had
like
people
that.
show up and do wedding proposals on the fishing trip. A number of people that have done that. And so it's just a great way to solidify important milestones in your life. So beyond learning fly fishing, beyond getting that photo for your Instagram or office desk photo, it's a way to solidify and make memories for yourself and the people you care most about.
Yeah.
Especially us.
Yeah. So if we had to sum up basically like why you would book a guide, I would say the most important reason is that you get to hang out with us, and that's really all.
That's all we
need
care
to
about.
say.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week. Tune in to the next one every Thursday. For now, you can like and subscribe to stay tuned. Leave us a comment. Send us some questions over at the email. And if you like this video, you check out more of these up here in the corner.